Why did you decide to name this book Second Dad Summer?
I called this book Second Dad Summer because it is the story about Jeremiah going to stay with his dad and his dad's new boyfriend in Minneapolis for the first time. Throughout the book, Jeremiah is trying to figure out whether or not this new guy could become something like a father to him or not. I'll introduce you to some of the characters in the first chapter. I stood up on my pedals. I just needed to add some space between me and Michael so people wouldn't think we were together, even though we were. Dad pedaled peacefully in front of me, keeping me from making much progress in the whole escaping Michael thing. It wasn't that I had anything in particular against Michael, Dad's new boyfriend, except that Michael was loud and too obsessed with his looks and, oh yeah, rode around on a bicycle decorated to look like a unicorn. Neon glitter coated the frame of Michael's bike. Rainbow streamers flew out from the handlebars, and right between those handlebars, he'd mounted a plush, sparkling unicorn head. He had a creepy way of smiling in a crazy happy way whenever I looked back at it. Michael even named the bike the Unicycle. At least Michael was sweating. I hoped that the ride to this Stone Arch Bridge festival that he and Dad talked about would wear Michael down a little. The Unicycle was a one-speed, one of those old ones with uncomfortable seats and high handlebars. It was definitely made for rolling, not racing. As we pedaled slowly into the crowd of people going across the bridge, Michael tried to keep up the running commentary. I decided I might as well tune him out. The bridge was great and all, but it was a bridge. And as a bridge, it tended to squish everybody into a narrow space. Since we were cyclists on this bridge, we got to ride right through the middle of the crowd in the twin cycling lanes. This is probably great if you're just riding, but it made a perfect audience on both sides of us to watch the unicycle roll past. I would have stood up on my pedals again, but the bike traffic was too slow. Michael finally stopped tour guiding. I looked back to see his attention had moved on to waving happily at the passing crowds who whistled, pointed, laughed, and catcalled. My cheeks felt like they were on fire. As soon as we finished crossing, I spotted a bike rack in the park. "Let's park here," I said, trying to sound casual but convincing. "We could ride up into the festival," Dad said. I looked at the distant tents and vendors. "It'll be too crowded for bikes," I said hopefully. It worked. As I pulled the U-lock around my bike, Michael winked at me. "See," he said, "I don't have to lock this baby up because really, who would dare to steal such a noble beast?" Who would want to? Which was a shame because really, the ride back wouldn't be so bad with Michael running behind us instead of riding that awful bike.